Hi, my name is Robin May. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are starting a new series called Curl Confessions. This has been one of my most highly requested videos from my followers over on Instagram and TikTok, so I'm delivering it here because I just have too much to say to cut it down into less than 30 seconds. Let me just start off by saying I did not grow up loving my curly hair. In fact, for a long time I tried to hide it by straightening it, putting it in a bun, and just not really taking care of it at all. And it was never because I didn't like my curly hair. It was often because I didn't know what to do with it and I didn't feel like it was accepted. Today I want to start a new series called Curl Confessions, where I sit down and talk honestly about my curly hair journey, what actually works for my hair, and how I finally started to embrace it. If you're new here, my hair is considered 3C 4A, and I think a lot of us are letting go of that traditional numbering because it really doesn't apply to everyone. It's so subjective, and to be honest, you will have different growth patterns all around your head. As you can see, I have a lot of ringlet shapes in the front. That's where I get a lot of my definition. But then you can see right away, I have a bit more of a zigzag pattern here. And then underneath, you'll see some more ringlets again, and you'll see some more zigzag. So to be honest, curl pattern by number doesn't really matter. What matters the most is knowing your hair. Another thing to know about my hair is it's very dry and I think considered low porosity. That means when my hair is getting wet, instead of the water actually penetrating into my hair, it likes to sit on top. So if you're struggling with dryness or product absorption, I am your girl. A lot of what I do might end up helping you out. So let's talk a little bit about context around my curly hair journey. It started when I was about 15 years old, which sounds pretty late because I've had curly hair my whole life. When I was a younger kid, my mom did my hair every single day. She did all the different cute hairstyles that kids could do. And so when I started my teenage years, I no longer wanted to do those hairstyles. And I just didn't feel confident with them. Honestly, I got picked on and bullied. I got compared to any redhead character you could think of, from Wendy's to Chucky. It did not matter. Kids can be cruel. I've learned to live with that and let that go. But at the time, it was something I really struggled with. So I would do anything to not have my mom do my hair or manipulate it into any updos, braids, plait styles. And so what I would do basically every day is just brush my hair back as flat as I could get it and wear it in a ponytail or a bun. And when I got my first gift at 15 years old of a flat iron, all I would do would like flat iron all the front pieces of my hair, put a ponytail up, and then flat iron all of the ponytail. So the only part of my hair that would stay its natural pattern would be the top that was in the ponytail. This would be straight, and then all of the hair coming out of the ponytail would be straight. You can imagine the amount of heat damage I would get. I was not using heat protector. I didn't really know any better. And although my mom has curly hair, she is on the looser curl side. And my mom grew up, she loved straightening her hair. She's a single mom. She felt like she didn't have time to do a full curly hair routine. And so having her hair silk pressed week to week was worked best for her. All I can say is that growing up black, mixed, and a ginger is the most unique experience I think you could have. And it was very confusing for me, especially because I grew up playing competitive hockey, a traditionally very white sport where no one else looked like me. Now you're probably wondering, girl, why would you straighten your hair? And a lot of it was because of wanting to fit in, but the other part of it was it just felt easier, especially because I was playing hockey all the time. My head was in a helmet. There was no point of figuring out my curly hair when I was having a helmet hair every day anyways. And the easiest thing would be for me to throw it into a bun, take it out of my helmet, and throw it back into a bun. So I think around 15, the end of my 15th year, going into 16 years old, I, at this point, was obsessed with Tumblr. I was obsessed with YouTube, and I was watching these beautiful, beautiful girls style their beautiful curly hair. And I was like, my hair is curly. Can it look like this? I had all those questions. And so I talked to my mom and I was like, I want my hair to be curly. I want it to look like this. And she was like, okay, you have a lot of damage. We're going to take you to the hairstylist and see what they think is best. And of course, they suggested the big chop. Now, I was lucky enough that my big chop actually wasn't too close to my scalp. It wasn't very short, but I was rocking honestly a very similar length to what I have now, but my hair was still flat and dead, so it didn't look in this voluminous shape that I have right now. I chopped, yeah, about between jaw and shoulder length, took a lot off, and I still had some dead ends. Everything was quite flat in the roots. If I have pictures, I will insert them. But yeah, it was honestly not cute. It was my Dora era to the fullest. So after my big chop, every year since then has just got better, and I think a lot of people immediately perceive me and they're like, you've always had beautiful hair, the color, this, the that, and yes, this is my natural color. However, my curl pattern has not always been this, and I went through a lot of damage. I went through all the pain and the tears to get it to this place where I can maintain a shape that feels healthy and that really feels like it suits me. So this is your sign to take your time and be patient. You're not going to get results overnight. I'm going to tell you exactly what products I've been using lately that I've been loving. These are products that I have repurchased multiple times and quite literally would not be able to get this look down without using these products. I have tried thousands of products at this point. I've tried almost every hairline you can think of, and knowing what works for your hair is going to be a game changer, but it does take trial and error. So hopefully this helps you skip some of that. My first question to you is, what do you want your hair to look like? And I know that sounds weird because you're probably like, well, I want my hair to look the best it can, or I want it to look like how it naturally would look. What is your hair goal? Do you want volume? Do you want definition? Do you want length? These are different things that can be achieved through different methods of styling and product layering, but knowing what you want in the end will help you achieve it. So for me, my goal is always volume and definition. I don't care that much about length because I think if my hair has volume and the definition is there, it's gonna look beautiful regardless of how long it looks. But for some people, you might really want to avoid shrinkage and really elongate your curl pattern, so that's something to consider. My two things are volume and definition. So the key to definition is using a styling product with hold. So I would suggest avoiding any cream products as your main styler. It is not going to give you definition. It will hydrate your hair, but you will not get the definition you're looking for. If you want definition, you need to try using gels and mousses. The key when using gels and mousses is to make sure that your hair is wet. Not a little bit wet, soaking wet. So you're gonna need to have a spray bottle ready and you're gonna layer those products in. Now, I personally don't use a mousse as a styler. However, I've seen so many successful wash and goes done with a mousse and a gel combo or just a mousse. I personally am not a mousse girl. I don't love the texture it gives my hair, but when cocktailed with a gel, it can turn out really nice. And this actually was styled 3 days ago by my hairstylist when she gave me my new haircut, and she used a gel mousse combo to achieve this. If you want more definition, use less water. If you want a little bit more volume, use more water. And this is just hydration principle. The more hydrated your hair is, the more likely it's going to take on a little bit of frizz in a good way, a little bit more texture, and hold a little bit less. The less water, you are going to get a lot more hold. Does that make sense? My favorite styler is this product by The Do. It is the Bee Girl. It has a very strong honey scent, which I actually like, and it kind of feels like a mix between a gel and a custard. It is a very sticky feeling. What does this product do? Moisturize, protect, and define in one step. It sets, shines, and defines even the tightest curls without crunch or flaky residue. I will tell you, this product will flake if your hair is not wet enough. If your hair is not wet enough, you are gonna notice quite a bit of flaking. So make sure your hair is very wet when using this product to style. So what I like to do with this product is section my hair. So what I like to do with that product is I will section my hair. Imagine my hair is wet. And I'll do a section very small using one of these clips. If you have a lot of hair, this clip shape will save your life. I'll clip my hair, pretend it's clipped, and I will start with a very small section, about this size. I will make sure that this is soaking wet. I will evenly rake through the product through every section of my hair. It takes me about 15 minutes to go through my whole head. Now, going through my whole head takes about 15 minutes, and I'm using a spray bottle the entire time to make sure my hair is soaking wet. Your shirt, robe, towel, whatever you have on your shoulders should be wet by the time you take it off. That's how wet your hair needs to be. Once I've done my entire hair with this, usually when I get to the front section, I will finger curl. So I'll take each strand with product and I'll twirl it around my finger. If you're looking for length, do not use the finger curling method. It's gonna cause your hair to shrink. It's gonna define your curls, but it will also cause it to shrink. So don't over finger curl your hair if you don't like shrinkage. If you want elongated curls, I would just use a typical raking method, pulling the curls down and away from the face. That will allow your hair to dry at the length that you're pulling it to. Does that make sense? So yeah, all of my front pieces I will go in and define. This helps maintain the shape of my bangs without having them look uneven, and I also just like having the definition in the front of my face. So once I'm done with this product, I go in with this product from the Do. This is the Big Papa. It is a very strong holding gel. It looks like your typical gel. It is just clear, and they actually call this a defining gel. It does exactly what you think it's gonna do. If you have a tighter curl pattern, let's call it 4C, you actually might be able to style your whole head in this. I can't speak to it, but what I do know with this product is at the end of my styling, I'll wet my hands with water and I'll put a bit of this product into my hands while they're wet. And what I'll do is I'll pass my hands through like this in a raking motion. Okay? And I'll rake through each side, and then I'll do my scrunch, which helps keep my shape. And that is my strong hold styler. That is what allows me to wear my hair multiple days without having to restyle. My last and final step for my typical wash style day is this Design Me spray gel. I have actually been using this product for 5 years. I have not steered away from it. I love this product. It mists so nicely. I don't think you're gonna pick it up on camera. It's literally a gel, but in the most beautiful misting spray. Go in with this at the very end before I go to diffuse my hair. And this again just helps with overall frizz. Also on day 2 or day 3, if I'm noticing the top of my hair is frizzy and I know I'm gonna be maybe in a humid environment when I'm DJing or something, I will give this a spray over my hair just to help keep it controlled. I kind of think of this like a hairspray for curly hair. Ever since I got bangs, I no longer could wash and go and air dry. I have to diffuse or else the shape just gets so wonky. This is my favorite diffuser. It is the Silken blow dryer with the diffuser head. I don't know the exact model, but I will attach it in the description. The diffuser head is very large, which I like, and it actually has a few different settings. So it has a temperature setting. I think you can go as low as 90 degrees and then you can go as high as 200 degrees. There's also, you can also change the power of how much it's blowing. This is one of my favorite hair products. I can't live without this thing. If I'm traveling and wearing my hair curly, like this is coming. Especially if I have to do my hair from scratch. This is my favorite blow dryer. It also is relatively quiet. It's not as loud as some other blow dryers. It's not silent, but if I'm blow drying my hair in my room and my door's closed, you're not gonna hear it outside of my room. 2 more products that I cannot live without when it comes to styling my curly hair. Well, I'm gonna make a whole other video about taking care of it, but styling my curly hair. And it's this Design Me Gloss Me serum. This is by far the best serum I have ever used. And I do not say that lightly. I love this serum so much. It is lightweight and it perfectly breaks the cast of my hair. And if you don't know what a cast is, when you use gel and mousse products, you know that crunchy feeling that you often get on your hair? That is your key to definition. If you do not feel crunch on your hair is not as defined as it could be. Now, nobody wants to go outside with their hair crunchy like ramen noodles, so that's when you need a serum. A serum should feel light, and it should not feel thick and oily. It should have a little bit of a greasy slip to it, but overall light, and it should add some shine to your hair. When you apply a serum onto the cast, it softens it. So that's what I mean by breaking the cast. Now, as the cast softens, you will start to get the volume that we were talking about. Now, your hair should not get frizzy from breaking the cast. So if you find that after breaking the cast, your hair is frizzy, you're probably missing a product that you need. Your hair is probably dry or over moisturized. So it might be the layering of the products that didn't work. It might be the conditioner that you're using when you wash your hair. So just be mindful that when you break the cast, you should not immediately get frizz. You should still have definition. It should just feel soft to touch, not crunchy anymore. The last thing I think every curly girl needs is a pick. I personally love a metal pick. I have this elongated one which really helps lift the roots. You can get quite far back there. So this is actually what I feel like contributes the most to having really voluminous shape. Like, look at the difference it's making already. Do you guys see that difference? How to use a pick. A lot of people don't know how to use this correctly, and it depends on what shape you want. If you want a high and round shape, you need to pick in the direction you want the hair to go. Does that make sense? So if you want your hair to be voluminous but downwards, then you would push the pick in and then pull down. I like height, so I'm always pulling the roots up. That already looks, guys, that looks so good. Okay, I didn't pick my hair this morning, so I'm gonna go into the root and pull up, pull up. If again you're concerned about length, I do not suggest using a pick and pulling up. You're going to see your hair look shorter, just like how my bangs just got a little bit shorter. You can see a little bit more of my eyebrows now that I picked it. But do you see the difference that just this one tool can make? But the combination of everything together is a complete game changer. Okay, well, I just took you step by step through all of the products that I'm absolutely loving. I've repurchased all of them. Some of them I've been using for 5+ years, and I would not throw these away. I could not live without them. They are my ride or dies. If you want to see a full curly hair routine of me styling my hair, drop it in the comments. Let me know. I am super excited and happy to make that for you. And this was your first episode of the Curl Confessions. We are only just starting. I'm coming to you with over 10 years of experience styling my hair. I've gone through the haircuts, I've gone through the products. So I am your trusted curly hair guru guide, if that's what you want me to be. Anything you want to know, let me know in the comments, and I will answer you and try to make a video that thoroughly explains it. If there's any lingo or products that you're just unsure about, you don't know necessarily what I meant, let me know and I'm happy to clarify. Check the description. I'm linking all of these products in my Amazon storefront, so they will be there for you to shop easily and affordably. Okay, well, until next time on the Curl Confessions.